Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. We understand from the family that they are expecting to leave from there shortly to come here to the stadium. Let's bring in our reporter stationed at KwaPhindangene, and that's Manqoba Mnchunu. Manqoba Mnchunu, what's the latest you can tell us? What's happening there now? We understand they are getting ready to come here to the stadium.
Well, certainly, Pradhan, a hive of activity here as, of course, we now edge closer to the time that the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi's body is going to be leaving the homestead of KwaPhindangene already. We are seeing some of the elders of the Buthelezi clan, including the son of the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, Prince Zuzifa Buthelezi, who will be leading that particular delegation, that funeral and the procession that is going to be making its way to the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi regional stadium for that special official funeral that will be taking place here today. We're seeing quite a lot of mourners also arriving. These are close relatives, family members of the Buthelezi family. We understand that his body is going to be then removed and taken from KwaGogo, where it had been for the night, and it will then be ushered out of the KwaPhindangene homestead, and before being handed to the military that is going to take responsibility for the second phase of the funeral processions. And what you're seeing now are the vehicles and the cortege that will be making its way to the stadium, that will be carrying the family members that are going to be part of this particular funeral. But they are also here in their numbers. We've seen Abu Mama, we've seen Abu Baba, Buthelezi coming here, as well as some of the members of the royal household that are here to ensure that things go smoothly. We have just spotted just a short while ago inyosi yesizwe uBaba Buzejeni Mdletshe, who's also here. He's the praise singer of the Zulu Nation, the royal household of the Zulu Nation. I want to bring in some of the relatives that are also here just to get a sense from them. Of course, it is quite a somber occasion for the family this morning, having to lay to rest umntwana kaPhindangene. Ngicela ukukhuluma nani ke siswami Zamashenge Buthelezi ukuthi nina ke nizizwa kanjani namhlanje? Siyazi ukuthi usuku olunzima kakhulu lolu kunina njengomndeni lapho nivalisa khona umntwana wakaPhindangene, inkosi yakwaPhindangene.
Ngiyababingelela ababukele emakhaya. Sibhlungu kakhulu ukuhanjelwa inkosi obengesiyo inkosi yakaButhelezi kuphela, uShenge ube inkosi yesizwe. So sibhlungu, kodwa ke siyathobeka esizweni sonke indlela abaseseke ngayo, indlela abasiduduza ngayo. Ubhlungu asibuzwelanga kakhulu ngenxa yesupport abasupporte yona. Sayibona iSouth Africa iphelele yonke la, uZulu uphelele wonke la. Siyathobeka kakhulu esizweni, siyathobeka nje kakhulu. Silahlekelwe ke inkosi yethu, silahlekelwe kakhulu emndenini, silahlekelwe nje kakhulu, silahlekelwe. Bekumkhulu wethu ke lo esithanda kakhulu, esithanda nje kakhulu. So nje silimele kakhulu, silahlekelwe, kodwa nje siyathokoza esizweni ngesupport abasupporte yona, siyathokoza kakhulu.
Ya, samasakhuluma ngalokho nje, ikakhulukazi enikufundile kuyena uShenge njengomkhulu weni, kuphe nikuthathayo, iziphi imfundiso zakhe enizoqhubekela phambili nazo uqikelele ukuthi ke nezizukulwane ezayo ziyazi ngeqhaza lakhe la.
Sifunde kakhulu inhlonipho kuShenge, safunda ukuthobeka, safunda uthando, ukuthanda abantu. Shenge ube bathanda abantu, usifundisile ke inhlonipho ukuthi nje siphathe kahle. Iyona nto abehlezi eyishuma ngabe simvakashele la, ukuthi nje siphathe kahle, siphathe kahle. Athi nje intombazana iphuza utshwala, wathi nje ngiyajabula ingane zami ukuthi aniphuzi, ngiyayiqhenya ngani. Iyona nto ke abeyithanda le uShenge, ubethanda nje abantu abayiphethe kahle, abayithandayo, ethanda nje ukuthi siphathe kahle.
Zamashenge here was one of the grandchildren of the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, just explaining the person that he was and how he used to always give them advice. He used to always tell them to behave as young people, and obviously also saying that they're quite overwhelmed as a family by the support that they've received really from all quarters of the country. The thousands of people that have been arriving here at the homestead, they're quite grateful, and they're saying that this shows them and consoles them as a family to see what an impact the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi had on South Africa. But I'm going to speak to another family member just to get a sense from them as well. Siswami nawe ukhona ufuna ukusho.
Ngiyabingelela South Africa yonke, igama lami nguNomfundo, umzukulu omdala waseNdlungu laseMataka. Silahlekelwe kakhulu nathi ngumntwana kaPhindangene. Bekumgogodla wesizwe sakwaButhelezi, kumgogodla woshenge nje. Silahlekelwe, sibonge nane support yokuthi nisixhase sizobeka ithambo lenkosi. Siyabonga.
Well, again, another relative just thankful for all the support that they've been receiving, and saying that, they feel strengthened as a family, that they've received so many well wishes and also just words of condolences that have been filtering through over the past few days. Well, that cortege expected to leave here from the Buthelezi homestead of KwaPhindangene shortly. We did see some of the men as well as the Indunas of KwaButhelezi that are going to be leading that particular procession. We understand that the second phase of it will be taken over by the military. What we do understand at this particular stage is that there are those traditional and cultural rituals that are being observed to ensure that Umntwana kaPhindangene, who was the chief and inkosi of the clan of Buthelezi, is given that befitting send-off as the traditional leader and also the prime minister of the Amazulu nation, the custodian of obviously the traditions rather Pradan, as well as the rituals that have to be carried out, will have to be observed to ensure that he's given that dignified send-off. So